Okay, let me know how my audio is, guys. I just, oh man, this is not how I wanted to start this out. Whoa. Let me know how the audio is. Much love, everyone. I just did the dumbest thing I've ever done. Oh my god. Okay. The dumbest thing I've ever done. One of the dumbest just happened. All right. Oh my god. What a way to start this. I just spilled my drink I just made all over the keyboard and computer right as I was playing the intros. So we should be good though, but there's some weird audio going on with I share my screen. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is not how I wanted to start out with the drink spilled all over, but we're gonna get going. Okay, people, I'm gonna become an expert in these parasites, an uncertified expert, that is. So I've been doing tons and tons of research on this with all my free time so I can educate people on this and myself. And so we have much to go over. I had to stop last night because it's overwhelming. And there's a lot of contradicting information on this. But anyways, let me put my new banner down here. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a medical professional. If you want medical advice, seek one of those. Okay? And if you're a parasite, you yourself, please leave. You won't last here. So this is entertainment purposes, but I'm not here to entertain or be entertained. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Just trying to cover my ass there. Make sure you have a Rumble account as well. Link to the Rumble is below that we're live on. And we're going to be switching over. Well, let me pull. I'm going to take our time. We're also going to be doing open research. It's going to be tedious. I have my other computer next to me. So we're going to be plugging in different categories, remedies and cleanses and different things as we are watching videos and information and plugging all that in. And then at some point, when we have the information plugged in, I'm going to be sharing my screen over there to over here so we can, anyone can screenshot it or look at the information for themselves. It's going to be very, very important stuff. So let me pull this stream up real quick that we're on, and let me make sure we're live on Rumble. Okay. Yep. We're live over there. Cool. So it's important you have a Rumble account because at some point we're going to shut down YouTube, both YouTube live streams, and we're going to go uncensored over there because there's a video I want to show from Rumble, but we can't show it on YouTube. That's for sure. So we're going to be careful what we talk about here. And please, in the chat, please don't put, we know what the censor topics are. Please do just avoid those keywords, you know, in the chat. Especially there's different medicines and stuff like that, like the one that begins with the letter I. Please don't come up here and talk about it, or don't put it in the chat. Be respectful, please. But when we shut down YouTube, we can talk about that type of stuff. But please, please, we should all know this by now. I'm trying to keep this channel. So I got thrown out of whack. Sorry, guys. I had whole. I'll get to my spiel in a second. Let's go to the chat, and then I'll get zoned in here. Okay. Silent walk. Much love. I made a lot of changes the last week or so. I've been really focusing on myself and different things, you know, and it's led me on some interesting, I guess you can say, rabbit holes or journeys into this topic. And it's pretty mind-blowing, and it's really crazy. A lot of people aren't talking about this at all, you know. I don't get it. So once I went neutral on the whole soul trap thing, and I took this neutral approach, I I noticed I broke a big loop and really went within and really was asking questions, and a lot of information came to me, and it's led me on this. And so I'm here to make people aware of this, and it's very important. This is the core of everything, people. This is the core of all these sicknesses, everything. This parasitic system is gigantic, people, and they're turning us into parasites, you know? It's so disgusting. People, I'm not playing in the kiddie pool anymore. I'm done. I'm not playing in the drama kiddie pool. I'm fucking done with that shit. I'm sick of it. These YouTube channels are just like these celebrities, and I don't know. I can't do it anymore. It's so low vibration. So we're on some next level shit over here, and no drama, no games at all. That's the way it's gonna be from now on. So anyway, let's go through the chat and then I'll start getting into stuff. Silent Walk, much love, and Heather. And Just Frank. And last time we were live on this topic, the last time we were live, we haven't been live that much this last 2 weeks. But I'm resorting to quality over quantity over here, and I really want to come with important information. So if I don't have that, I'm not going to be here, you know? If we're not going to get deep in the deep end, I don't want to be here in the kiddie pool and just wanting attention, this and that. So, what's up, Just Frank and Jincy and Sunkiss? Much love. Everybody, I'll turn the bomb down. Please like and share the video. I'd appreciate it. Okay. Let me go back up here. Sunkiss. We're live on both channels. Much love, Mary. Good to see you. So, oh yeah. So in the last stream, when I did a vote in the chat and I said, do you think you have parasites or something like that? And it was 48% said no. And that's very telling. I think we've been talking a lot about manifestation over here, and I think we have manifestation wrong. These type of things, people, it's so prevalent in our society. It's such a big thing. We can't manifest these things away, people. It can't happen. So I'm even approaching manifestation a little bit different. You know what I mean? We'll be getting into it later, but I'm starting to really understand this. And I think a lot of people have manifestation wrong, you know, like they can just just make anything magically go away with, you know, you can with certain things. But when we're dealing with these parasites, people, this is something gigantic, people. You can't manifest these things away. Okay, we got to deal with these. All right. This is serious shit. And basically everything leads to this. You deal with any sickness. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but they even say, you know, getting deep into this, you can see what they did with these medical books and this medical system. And it's crazy that I've learned so much, so I don't know where to begin. But it's crazy that even the diagnostic tests in America, all the testing where they can, you know, you might be dealing with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or something like, you know, a mental disorder or something like that. And it's almost always a parasite, people. But in America, the diagnostic test that you take is only 1 to 5% effective. 1 to 5% effective. And in medical school, especially in North America, they barely touch on parasites, by the way. In medical school. It's insane. So, much love. Growth, awareness, wisdom, enlightenment on all levels, being 100, our conscious conversations for both physical and spiritual expansion. Thank you. This is how we really connect. We got to deal with these fucking things. We have to be aware that it's a big problem. And You don't need to spend thousands of dollars, this and that. We got to realize we have a problem, then we can go from there. But this isn't a one and done thing, people. This isn't just like you do a cleanse that you buy on Amazon and then you're cool, you're in the clear. Even if parasites exit your body. No, that's not how it works, people. These things are so smart, people. They have a consciousness. These things have a consciousness. It's a hive mind system. They're all connected, okay? And so this is operating on all levels. This isn't just microscopic parasites and then parasites that we actually see all the way up to like this whole system that we're in, this matrix system that has taken over this reality. This is all a hive mind system. And so I forgot where I was going to go with that, but I'll remember. Okay, where are we at in the chat here? So they're so smart that when if I did a cleanse, first of all, the stuff you buy on Amazon stuff, a lot of it's made in China, or they get their ingredients from China. And all these different ingredients that you get are overloaded with heavy metals like lead and things like that, heavy metals inside of these. So the heavy metals is the big thing with this. These things are so smart. Like if I did like a cleanse off of Amazon, right? As soon as it touches your mouth to drink it, they already know what you're doing and they're figuring out a game plan. So they send signals throughout their eggs and each other within your body to go dormant, like I talked about in my last video. And what they do is the heavy metals in your body, that's what causes these things to flourish, people. Okay? And we see all the things that they do to give us heavy metals. We see what's going on here. So that kills all the good bacteria that creates an environment that you naturally need. So, so when you do that, they'll go dormant for months and sit in your body, and then they'll come back around when the coast is clear to repopulate. And so that's why when we saw that study on these kids with a certain diagnoses, you notice they only did 10 kids. So we have something that's skyrocketing with children with this, whatever they want to call it, with their blanket diagnoses. And so we have something that worked on 10 kids for a period of time of symptoms that are very serious. You know what I mean? We see what's going on with a lot of the kids and what they're getting. Why only 10? You know what I mean? Why haven't we continued this? Why didn't we look more into it? And why after a month or two, all the kids got all the symptoms back? Well, I just explained it to you. Because first of all, they didn't deal with, I believe in my opinion, they didn't deal with the heavy metals first. And then they didn't continue it because they go dormant in your body. These things are so fucking smart. So they go dormant and then they come back and repopulate. It might be a few months. So you have to almost trick these things. So I want to get into the science of what these things are and how big of a deal it is. And you guys, please tune in for this. It's gonna be big. I have a lot of information, and we got to get started. So I can't believe I spilled that drink all over. It's really threw me off. I apologize. What's up, Mr. Super? Much love, bro. People parasites is another story. I was thinking about doing another one on that, but we could talk about that. What's up, Queen of Swords? Good to see you. Clear them if you have them. And a K. So, for the record, I'm not a health nut. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm definitely taking better care of myself. I've always been conscious of this stuff, but there's a lot of things that I recently pulled the trigger on, and I see a gigantic difference. And so, mind, body, and soul, it's gigantic. So I'm not a health nut. I'm not here to just talk about cleanses and all this stuff. I'm just here to bring awareness, and then you figure out what's best for you. What's best for me is not best for you. But more importantly, or also that's very important, is our loved ones. You know what I mean? We can't live the lives we're supposed to live here with these things going around and we are not aware. Okay? So it's time to really wake up to this. This is a gigantic agenda that's so big. So the best thing we can do is wake up to this and make people aware, especially our loved ones. Okay? So we're not here, whatever. Let me pull up a video here. I'm going to come back in the chat in a second. We have about 50 links here and like 30 videos. We always have a lot. The game plan always changes when I go live. But let's finish in the chat. Ember Bees. What's up, Dom? The human race might be the bigger parasite. Yeah, if you want to be. If you want to be. Well, size doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Size doesn't matter, that's for sure. These microscopic parasites, people, okay? Doctors back in the day put these things under a microscope, discovered these things, and said, this is the cause of all of this stuff, is these microparasites. All right? They came along and said, no, reclassified them to all these different things and different diseases. See what the game that they're playing, people? You see what went on in Connecticut and all those out there with the Lyme disease? You ever watch that documentary Under Your Skin? Have you watched that? It's free on YouTube. Check that out. When you see these ticks, these look like machines to me. They look like machines. I'm going to pull up an image here. What type of God would create these fucking things, people? Let's think about it. These parasites. And I get the argument that, about the ecosystem with the parasites. And if, parasites weren't around, then we would, then this bug or this animal would completely take over the ecosystem and it keeps the ecosystem balanced. I'm not too sure about that, people. I'm not too sure about that. I think that these things were created and it made a part of our ecosystem and they're making excuses for it, but I don't think it's natural at all. I don't think this is meant to be. What type of creator would create this? I don't get it. These things are machines, people. Everyone, I would even pull this documentary up, but these things are machines, people. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Watch that documentary Under Your Skin. Watch that documentary and be prepared to be frightened. And so we're gonna get. I'm not really talking about the ticks and stuff. I'm not getting into that, but it is a form of a parasite. What's up, Don? Thanks, Anna. Sarah. Just Frank. Mark Basket, what's up, bro? And Jake's in the house. Much love, bro. Okay. Rumble won't let you make. What's up, Notch? Good to see you, bro. David John Rivington. This is a coded and scripted reality, but we still have to take care of our body, flesh suit for sure. Yeah, people, this is important. This is so fucking important. Oh my god, people. I can't think of a bigger topic than this. And the obvious hiding of this, the obvious turning the other cheek in the medical industry, especially in North America. You know, in like Asia, other countries, they make them do parasite cleanses every month or every year. When does our government ever talk about it? You know what I mean? Again, watch that documentary, Under Your Skin, people. It makes the medical industry look so disgusting and pathetic, beyond pathetic. So, what's up, Michelle? So, where to begin, people? All right, we're gonna begin with some videos, I think, and then as we're watching some videos, we're gonna be all over the place. There's a lot of info I've been taking in, and so when I go live, I'm always pretty unorganized, and I don't know where to begin. So we do have some videos, a bunch of videos. We're gonna start there, and kind of start with the beginning, and just get right into it. But we're gonna be back and forth all over the place. As we're watching the videos, I'm gonna prepare the next thing. Tons of information on this. It's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Okay. So we'll be here. What's up, Lush and Saji? They put mercury. Yeah, we don't want to talk. We're not going to talk about that. I can't talk about that. Not medical advice. So I want to avoid the censored topics. What's up, Lara? I'm not talking about the censored topics at all. I'm not referring to those. So as far as the censored topics are concerned with the V word, I am not talking about those at all. I'm not giving medical advice. This is pure entertainment. And I'm not talking about the censored little remedies and stuff that they don't want you talking about. I am not going to be talking about that. Nothing I say here is referring to that. I don't need to remind myself about that. I'm talking about totally other things. Now, as far as the censored things are concerned, when we shut down YouTube, probably in like, I don't know, 3-4 hours or so, I'm thinking. It'll probably be a minimum of 3-4 hours, and then we'll shut down YouTube. Maybe longer. Then we could talk about the other stuff. But every single time we mention these things in the chat or up here, that's when my channel gets tagged and things like that. So just be careful, please. Please respect the channel. And I know we can't help ourselves too. I understand. So let me pull up my playlist. Here. And surprisingly, even on YouTube, there's tons of people talking about this. Different cleanses and stuff like that. And I'll even say it because there's videos on YouTube of people with hundreds of thousands of views doing the cleanse themselves. It's crazy. And I was like, whoa, I thought this was censored. So and this isn't advice for nobody. Don't do anything that I say. Do your own research. I'm not here to tell anyone what they should be doing or nothing. I'm going to keep reiterating that. You do your own thing. Whatever. You seek your medical professional for, you do. So I'm saying this is what they're saying. This is what some people are saying. And there's a paper on this cleanse. We'll get into it in a little bit. I don't want to start with that. Let's begin with this video from Dr. Jing Sung. Okay, so check this out, people. Everybody like and share. Now I'm getting in the zone. Okay, people. Now, when we're watching these videos and we're watching these doctors, pay close attention to their vibe. Okay? Pay close attention. Because there's also people and doctors that are saying that they're good for us. That the parasites are good for us. Because they help us eat food. People, this is a fucking, oh my God. So pay close attention to the real doctors that have separated themselves from the system and have made their own practice. And actually, when they come in with symptoms, they say, well, let's test you for parasites. You know what I mean? I think it's a parasite. You go to these other doctors, they're never going to mention it. You say, I want to get parasite tested. You know what they say? Have you drinking stream water? No. Have you been overseas? No. We're not testing you for parasites. But these other doctors test them for it every single time. Then they go through the process of whatever it is. Problem's gone every time, people. You watch this Under Your Skin documentary. You're talking about tons of people, thousands of people in these areas that were getting Lyme disease with sad symptoms. It made me. I watched it again last night. It makes me cry every time, people, watching these people and dump out boxes of medicine, boxes of prescription pills on the ground. Like, this is what they prescribed all for this. And said it's leukemia, it's this, it's that, it's MS, it's this, it's that. Just tons and tons of things. Like, that's what it is. You have this. You know what I mean? Prescribing tons of medicine, just making it worse. And it turns out they had Lyme disease. All they needed to do was take a $30 medicine, and they would have most likely been fine. And most of them are going to be permanently dealing with a horrible condition the rest of their life now. So, based on this, I'm sorry, and I'm not here to fearmonger. This isn't about fear. This is about pure awareness. No one should have fear. This is about awareness. This shouldn't scare you, okay? This is very important stuff, okay? And spread the word to everyone that you know, that you care about too. Let's get this information, take it in. It's going to be tedious, and then let's spread it out to as many people as we can. This is so important, people. This has gone on long enough with this fucking industry, and I'm sick of it. And so, again, all these other topics, gossip, all this drama, fucking all these different topics, they are so petty to me. It's not even worth even paying any attention after what I've discovered, which I'm going to be sharing now. So let's begin with this video. I think this is a good place to start, but we have a lot to talk about, people. So let's pull this up so I could kind of get rearranged here. It's only a 12-minute video. So remember, pay close attention to the doctor's vibe, all right? Okay. This is a real doctor here. And by the way, this isn't medical advice from me. This is an actual doctor that can give you medical advice, by the way. And so every single time that I show a video, I'm going to put the link below. I'm going to go to the bottom. Underneath my email, I'm going to put Dr. Zhang video. And I'm going to paste the link every single time. Now pay close attention, people. What's up, Elaine Freedom? Water fasting 40 days. And again, yeah, you can cure Lyme. So they say, but you know what the word cure means, right? It means to alleviate symptoms, not to actually cure and heal. So let's move forward. Let's watch this video. Let me get set up here. And
welcome back. This is Dr. James.
1 second. Pay close attention, people. And pay close attention to his vibe as well.
Where clinical excellence meets excellent results. Today we're going to talk about parasites. What are they? How do we get them? How do we treat them? And how do we prevent them? Okay, so on the board behind me we have a list of different parasites. But basically a parasite is anything that is living in our body that is detrimental and has no benefit to us. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the list. We're looking at roundworm, hookworm, pinworm, giardia, tapeworm, entamoeba, lice, bedbugs, Lyme disease, H. pylori infections, right? All these infections that can create a detrimental effect on our body with no benefit, right? How do we get these types of parasites, right? Before I even talk about that, is people don't realize there's so many people who actually have infections, right? As high as probably 60, 70, 80% of the population will have some sort of parasitic infection, and they don't realize they have one. So how do we get them? Water, right? Usually this is more of countries that have poor sanitation, poor water supply, etc. Uncooked meats, pork, even fish, so forth, you can get parasitic infections. Oral fecal route, basically runoff water that you drink or that's in your food that has fecal matter in it, right, from animals. Pets. People don't realize that pets can transmit parasites.
And so this is what we got to remember when we're dealing with the heavy metals isn't the problem. The heavy metals creates the problem. The heavy metals goes into your body and all these different things that they've given us in these antibiotics and stuff, and it kills all the good bacteria that regulates our body, people. That's what happens with the heavy metals. And also with the heavy metals in your body, when the parasites need to go dormant, they hide within and around the heavy metals to disguise themselves. Okay? So if you're not getting rid of the heavy metals, then you're not going to do anything. So that's always the most important. So pay close attention.
Anything from roundworms to H. pylori infections. So oftentimes these, let's say dogs, are brought up in these kennels with other dogs. And maybe the conditions are not quite sanitary. And oftentimes they will pick up things like roundworm. And that's why they test new puppies, right? They do a stool pathology test to make sure they don't have any parasites. So pets are a big transmitter of parasites.
What's up, Truth Hurts? Good to see you, bro. And Bellicose and Jeeps. Much love.
If you let your dog run around and they sniff everything, lick everything, and then you are saying, oh, the saliva is really clean. Let them lick your face, your mouth, your eyes, etc., right? Parasites can be transmitted by pets. Polluted waterways, lakes, overgrowth, etc. Feet. I've had actually one patient who got a parasitic infection through the feet, through the skin, right? They were on some beach on a remote island, and there were parasitic bugs in the sand, and it transmitted a parasite through the skin, which it would open up cold sores, sores in their legs, and so forth. So it can be a transmission through the skin and insects, right? Obviously, you know of a lot of different viruses and things like the Lyme disease, which can be transmitted by insects or bugs, right? So these are all different things that can happen in terms of modes of transmission. When we look at our symptoms, right, there's so many symptoms related to parasitic infections. And oftentimes what happens is you go to your physician and you complain about a symptom, you end up with a medication. They don't put one and one together and say, this could be a parasitic infection.
Nope. Check this out, people. It's all parasites. Well, where was I here? Sorry, I'm trying to get in the zone here. The truth is in plain sight. All viruses are parasites. You can even put in a Google search engine right now. Are viruses parasites? Yeah, they all are. Let's wake the fuck up. So this is what they do, people. And back in the days, people, oh my God. Let's get back to this.
Sometimes. So look at the symptoms, right? So the obvious one is things like acute vomiting, diarrhea, nausea, right? Or it can be a change in your bowel movements. A sudden change. All of a sudden you're constipated. All of a sudden you have loose stool and diarrhea, right? Unexplained fatigue or malaise. Constantly tired, no matter what you do. Got 10 hours of sleep? I'm still tired, right? Sleep disturbances. You toss and turn, right? You might wake up in 2 in the morning and 3 in the morning, can't go back to bed. Now, that can be a symptom of blood sugar, but it can also be a result of a parasitic infection. Itchy skin or rectum. Pinworms are notorious for itchiness around the rectum, right? Especially with kids. So they'll get a pinworm. The pinworm
Look at that, people. Look at that. I share my screen. I searched all viruses are parasites. My StreamYard shut down. I couldn't even exit it. Fuckers. We might need to just go to Rumble and skip YouTube at this point. Well, we're about to head. I'm going to contemplate this. Let's see if it messes up again. Everything was fine.
Unexplained itchy skin is very common with parasitic infections. Unexplained health conditions. Things like fibromyalgia, pain. I don't know why I have pain, right? Fibromyalgia can be inflammatory. It can be as a result of an infection causing inflammatory response, causing pain.
Really think about this, people, okay? Anxiety, depression, anemia, uncontrolled appetite, sugar cravings, grinding teeth, all these things. There's tons more. Is almost usually a parasite. But when you go to the fucking doctor for depression and anxiety, what do you get? Fucking Xanax and fucking you know what? And all this other crap. What the fuck's going on here, people? More heavy metals to let the parasites thrive. Interesting.
People who grind their teeth at night, right? Like they never used to grind, but all of a sudden they're grinding their teeth. Sugar cravings, or even uncontrolled appetite or food cravings. Constantly hungry, right? Parasites are feeding off of you, making you calorie deficient, basically. So you start to crave sugar. You start to crave food all the time, right? I'm hungry all the time. Another one is anxiety and depression, psychiatric disorders, right? Things like Lyme and other infections that can create inflammatory responses affecting the brain. So anxiety and depression is one. This is another one, autoimmune disease. Now, I have many videos about autoimmune disease, autoimmune thyroid, etc. So I want you to go ahead and watch those videos. But essentially, autoimmune disease can be triggered by a parasite. Why? Because parasites create an inflammatory response, a cytokine storm. It creates an environment where the body's immune response is robust. And sometimes it can trigger an autoimmune disease where your immune system starts to attack your thyroid, or it can start to attack your joints like rheumatoid arthritis, right? So there are many conditions that can be autoimmune conditions that can be related.
And there's a doctor named Dr. Daniels, and you guys might know about this, but she's a doctor and her papers are online. There's actually an interview of her talking about it on YouTube, so I can talk about this. It's not medical advice. This is just entertainment. But she had people come in with rheumatoid arthritis in any area. Just think of anything you can imagine. It had all of them do this one thing that they used to do decades ago and hundreds of years ago, even thousands of years ago. If you were dealing with anything, depression, any arthritis, any of this stuff, they would have them do this. All of them, it all went away for the most part. It cost $10. Just want to point that out real quick.
Related to maybe a parasitic infection. Anemia. Iron deficiency anemia is notoriously common in parasitic infections. Things like H. pylori. But, worms, larger worms, tapeworms, etc., can create issues with iron absorption and iron depletion, right? Because they are using your iron, right, to fuel their body. So iron deficiency.
So when you're talking about deficiencies, iron deficiency, different vitamins and minerals, and you might even be eating well. Well, the parasites are so smart. As you're intaking, they feed off of these minerals and these important things and makes us deficient and leaves the rest of the crap for you, my friends. Interesting.
deficiency anemia can certainly occur, which causes what? Fatigue. So these are all things that we look at when we look at parasites, right? So when we look at it, we have all these symptoms. So how do we test for it? Right, we can test it in a variety of different ways. We can do an endoscopy, a colonoscopy. You can do a swallow of a camera that can look at your colon, etc. Right? And this is not going to be the best test because oftentimes these microbes are small, or these eggs are very small of these parasites. So therefore, the colonoscopy, endoscopies, and these cameras are not the best way. But sometimes
If you go in with these symptoms and you go to the doctor, most likely, unless you see a doctor like this, they're going to tell you, no, they're going to laugh at you and make you feel so stupid if you say, I want to be tested for parasites. Well, no, you haven't been overseas. We're not testing you. Take these chemicals. And if you watch that documentary, there's a lot of victims of Lyme disease. And this one girl's like, I think I have Lyme, doctor, you know? Can you please test me? And he banged on the table and said, stop bringing up Lyme disease. I'm not doing it. You don't have Lyme. Turns out her condition got much worse to where it was like severe MS. And it was Lyme the entire time, people. Just want to point that out too.
it will pick those up. The best test for us is stool testing, right? We have a company called GI Map. It's called Diagnostic Solutions. And they provide a DNA analysis of your stool, looking at all the different parasites, looking at all the different microbes in your body, looking for blood, looking for inflammatory processes. So a GI map would be a good test or a good starting point. You can do another test called GI Effects through Genova Labs. They have a 3-day test where you can look at the 3-day collections of stool so you don't miss anything. So these are different tests you can do. You can also do a blood test to see if you have an immune response or an antibody to a certain parasite. So blood testing is also a viable way to check for these. In terms of dietary changes, low carb, low sugar, no milk or dairy, no gluten. Right? Basically, parasites like sugar, right? So you want to kind of starve that out. So you want to minimize the sugar intake. Gluten and dairies are all inflammatory anyway, so we want to eliminate those. So dietary changes. And then eating things that are high in things like garlic, ginger, and those types of things can also be an anti-parasitic way of doing things. Remedies. So in our office, what we like to do, what I like to do in our office is when we have a confirmed case of a parasite, we want to do 2 weeks of a GI support and bile salts or gallbladder support. So many times when patients have a GI parasite, it's already doing damage to the gut. And they can't tolerate the anti-parasitic herbs and so forth. So I like to do 2 weeks of support for the GI tract, along with the gallbladder, followed by an anti-parasitic regimen, right? So a GI support can be things like glutamine, aloe vera extract, right? A probiotic, and maybe.
So every single time he mentions different things for toxin cleanses or parasite cleanses, I'm putting it all in my Excel spreadsheet, and I'll be sharing my screen later once we get it all filled in. As far as the testing is concerned, for me personally, I'm not concerned about that. Somebody else might be, and I don't know how much it is, but it's not as much as you think. I'm not as concerned about that. I'm doing a lot of these things regardless. Because he even says 60, 70, 80%. But then you go to other doctors, they say it's more about 95% of people have these in some way, shape, or form, you know? So.
Digestive enzymes, right? Prepping. And then a gallbladder support, because you want to make sure that gallbladder is functioning well and it's dumping the toxins when you have a kill off of the bacteria or the parasite. So we want to do 2 week support, followed by.
And this is the biggest thing, people, and this is what Sunkiss said too. I think in an older stream that we did, we were talking about these cleanses a year or two ago. We take showers every day. We clean the outside of our bodies all the time. Make sure we're clean. We have our deodorant. We smell good. Put our cologne, whatever on. You know what I mean? And we think we're so clean. But the inside of our bodies, we don't even bother. We don't even think about it. And then we'll see a stream like this and information like this, like, whatever. I want to go back to drama and focus on dumb shit. Or I don't have those. I'm good. So we spend all this time every day for the outside of our bodies. But the inside of our bodies, we think all is good. Think again, people. It's time to wake up. Okay, where are we at here? All right.
By antiparasitics, which can be woodworm, black walnut, garlic, clove, oil of oregano. So these would be my top 5, right?
And some things are going to be gross, and as though it might be embarrassing and stuff like that, or it used to be for me to even talk about some things, you know, but it's the truth. We're all in the human body. We all do the things that the human body does, even if it's gross. You know what I mean? But when I did the master cleanse, actually, let's do this here. I did the master cleanse, I think a year and a half ago, and I did it for 9 days. And if you, I'm gonna come right back here. And it wasn't that expensive. This video here, I don't know how I got to it, but this video here, I started it immediately after I watched this video. This is from Thrive Like a Viking, Master Cleanse Overview, step-by-step tutorial. And you buy these ingredients here. Anyways, it's lemon juice, good water, gravy maple syrup, and cayenne pepper. That's it. And you make drinks of that and drink like 12 a day. That's all you do. And then at night you do the smooth move tea, and then you do a water, it's called a water flush in the morning with this specific salt. I did this for 9 days. It probably cost me around like $60 for everything, and I still have enough of the expensive stuff to do it again and again. So anyways, but after the 3rd day, people, and I'm not trying to be gross or nothing. I'm saying this because I want people to understand how important this is on the inside of your bodies. After the 3rd day until the 9th day, in the morning, things were coming out of my body. I didn't know what was going on, people, or what the fuck that was. I'm just saying, like, and that if you haven't done nothing about this and you haven't dealt with if you want to take showers but you don't give a fuck about the inside, all these people that are laughing or don't care have tons of fecal matter and disgusting shit inside of them that's sitting there getting moldy, turning into organisms and different things that's going to cause you fucking disgusting diseases in the future. And after years and years and years, you're just a sewage pool inside. Yeah, you took a shower, but on the inside, you're a disgusting piece of shit. Literally. That's a fact, people. So, anyways, this video here, I'll also link in the description here. 1 second. Sorry, I'm gonna take my time, people. I don't want to So that's another option for a cleanse. And the best thing to do on my research is to trick these things. They're so smart. You can't just do a one or done cleanse. You do a cleanse with like wormwood and the black walnut oil and all that stuff. And then the next week you switch it up. Some of the cleanses, you eat sugar cubes with the cleanse. With the pine needle cleanse. Not advice or nothing. I'm just saying people have done it. I haven't done this one. You mix it with sugar cubes because the parasites love the sugar. They go for the sugar, and then they immediately get terminated from this pine needle, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so, but you never get them all. So then you got to switch it up again. You have to trick these motherfuckers just like they do to you. So let's see here. So I'm going to put a link to the master cleanse in the description. I'm going to do another one of those soon as well. Oh, so we didn't even save this video. Okay, below the email address, I'm going to have the master cleanse link to this video. And he has more videos on it too on his channel. You can just search, when you go to his name here, the Thrive Viking, search his name and just say master cleanse. Like this. I'll show you. So if we search Thrive Viking Master Cleanse, you can see here, he talks about days 1 through 14, the main video, days 5 through 9, and the end. So he has all these videos. So if you're going to do it, definitely watch all. That's all you need to know is what's here on his stuff. It's the best, for me, is the best video on it. And so as soon as I watched this, I immediately started it. And if I didn't do that, I would have been loaded with a bunch of still in my body right now. And who knows, maybe it would have turned into something or done something. Either way, it would down the road. So anyways, so the link to his master cleanse is in the description right now. Yeah, I saved it. Okay, I saved it now. There we go. Let's get back to this video.
Right? Oil oregano, there's a company called Biotics Research that makes a great emulsified oregano oil, which is time released, so it gets down lower into the GI tract. This is a fantastic way of doing it. And then you obviously berberine, olive leaf extract, and there's a lot of antimicrobial type of supplements out there. What I suggest is most patients who do this is to take a combination pack, not just wormwood or black walnut, but a combination of things to really go after a parasitic infection. And the time frame is really a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. I prefer 6 to 8 weeks in terms of trying to kill off a parasitic infections. So how do we know it's going to work? You can retest down the line. Maybe you do a regimen of 6 to 8 weeks, wait 3 weeks, and then retest. Or you look for symptomatology relief, right? All those symptoms of anxiety, itchy skin, etc., right? So what I'm going to do is I'll link some of the supplements below, different companies, etc. And you can go ahead and do a search on those. But it's important to make sure to prevent that from coming back. We talked about, the sanitary issues with pets and water supply and etc., right? In other countries, parasitic cleanses are done probably once a year. They often use medications, right? It's a very common thing in Asia and some other third world countries is to do a parasite cleanse because they know between raw foods and water supply, etc., that parasites are inevitable. So you want to go ahead and make sure you do those things to help yourself. So if you have unexplained symptoms, right, and instead of ending up with an anti-anxiety medication, something for your diarrhea, something for itchy skin, dermatological, cortisones, creams, etc., think parasites.
Yeah, if you're dealing with any of these, he's saying, see, he's smart about what he's saying. Think parasites. I went into the doctor for anxiety, depression. This is back in like 2016, 17, 18. Anxiety, depression, all of these symptoms, really. Every single time, more and more chemicals, more and more prescriptions, because they're following the program. But in third world countries, the government not requires, but hardcore recommendation to do a parasite cleanse at least once a year. But over here, where do we see our doctors even say that? They're not saying shit. This is a big agenda, people. And Americans are the ones that are dealing with this the most. Why is that? They're loaded with parasites, people. They're infected. We all are. Let's wake up. So let's stay here. I linked this video. I just saved it in the description, and I'm going to go in order. We have much to get to, people. We're just warming up right now. So I'm going to figure out where to go next. Now, remember that guy's vibe, Dr. Jin. Remember his vibe, okay? There was a video. Let's see here. There was a video. Okay, let's show this video, and I'm going to find it in my email address, in my email, because I didn't save it here. Let's watch this video next. Okay. Now, this is the other side of the fence, saying parasites are actually good, from the SciShow. 7.8 million subscribers. 7.8 million subscribers. Now we see what a real doctor said. Now let's see what this agenda was saying, that they're good. Now let's watch their vibe, and let's see it. Let's see the parasitic vibe telling you parasites are good. I'm gonna throw a tint over the screen for this one. Let's see here. Because I'm not sure if they shut the stream down, just don't go away. I'll be right back. But I'm gonna throw this tint, so it's gonna be tinted on the screen. But I'm just protecting my in case I can't play their video, because we're gonna break it. We're gonna tear it apart.
Video is supported by Linode. Go to linode.com/scishow for a $100 60-day credit on a new Linode account. Listen, most people are not huge fans of parasites. Whether it's the tongue replacing kind, the live in your gut and eat your food kind, or really any of them, they tend to inspire the heebie-jeebies. And more often than not, they do a number on the health of their hosts, so it's hard for us to think of them as a positive influence on the world. But research from 2020 suggests that thanks to climate change and other factors, overall parasite populations are decreasing, and that could actually be a really bad thing. Parasitism is a way of life, and not limited to any one group of organisms. It's a strategy, not a family. And it's a pretty simple one. If you're living in or on a host and getting your food from their bodies at their expense, you're a parasite. Parasitism is one of the most common life strategies to evolve across a huge range of organisms, from the microscopic to many meters long, making it one of the most abundant and hugely diverse forms of life on Earth. Since parasitism has evolved many times over, exactly how each kind does its thing varies. Some parasites live inside their hosts, while others simply latch on. And it gets even more complicated because many parasites require a host in order to grow from an egg to an adult. Plus, some even need more than one host, hopping from species to species depending on the stage of their life cycle. Some even need 3 separate hosts through their various life stages. And while we may think of them as unwanted in pretty much every scenario, parasites are deeply interwoven into food webs and ecosystems, and their presence can actually be beneficial. These benefits obviously don't apply to the individuals who have parasites, since a higher parasite load is strongly correlated with worse health. But the pressure those parasites put on populations can have really big impacts by keeping ecosystems in check. Take invasive species. Invasive species are really good at taking over ecosystems. It's kind of what they're known for. But it's possible that the reason they don't wreak havoc on the ecosystems where they came from has to do with parasites. Parasites can help prevent any one species from becoming too dominant by keeping their host species' growth at a reasonable level relative to the other organisms in the ecosystem. And escaping their natural parasites might be...
Okay, something's going on with the stream. I'm going to switch up real quick. Look at this. That wasn't the video I was thinking about. Pay attention, people. I'm going to throw the 10 off for this one. Oh, my bad. I wasn't even sharing the screen. My bad, people. I apologize. Sorry. As I pressed live on the stream today, I knocked over a drink in front of me and it went all over the keyboard, the computer, and all over this big desk here. It threw me way off, people. I apologize. But we're going to get in the zone. Now pay close attention to this guy's vibe. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking clown.
Question number 4. Dr. Islam, talk to me about gut parasites.
And I'm going to get throttled.
So I see this everywhere on social media. People are always...
So I'm going to get throttled again. Great. The computer's been working so fantastically, people. You have no idea. But as soon as I was about to click the live button, now there's all these issues. Now I spill a drink right in front of me. Now they're throttling me. They're exiting me off StreamYard twice already. The fuck is going on here?
Talking about gut parasites, or they feel like they have parasites inside the GI tract, or
what the
other
fuck?
Clinicians are testing themselves and other...
Wow, but if I was here fucking talking about drama and what I think about other people and being a parasite and talking about pointless topics that don't mean shit anymore, fucking the stream would be working great. We would have tons of people in here. It would be so awesome. Right? But we talk about real shit, and this always happens to me. It can't be by accident, people. This always happens to me. Man, when we have drama going on, I swear, people, my internet, everything works like spectacular. Like better than way above average.
The people for parasitic infections, wondering if something is going on there. So let me kind of give you the lowdown on what we know. So unless you live in a country that has a predominance of parasites that are there, so for example, maybe South America, maybe in India, maybe in Asia, these are or maybe in sub-Saharan Africa.
Look at this.
These are areas that have a lot of parasites that are there. They can cause a lot of gut issues. But if you live in West Texas...
Oh my God, I'm getting pissed off, people. Oh man, what the fuck is going on?
Texas, if you live in Texas, there's a very unlikely chance that you have a parasite. It's just a matter of the way things are. Now, there are some conditions which will make it more likely for you to have a parasite. So for example, you drink stream water in a lake.
Piece of shit, doctor. What a piece of shit. People, I don't know. I think we're going to have to do something about this. I don't think it's going to... What's up, E. Morrison and Alicia? You guys, I don't know if this stream's gonna work out. We're gonna have to figure something out here. Anyways, we just seen a real doctor say up to 80% for sure have a parasitic infection. And now this guy's saying none of you guys do. Interesting.
Or, you know, when you're camping, you may get a parasite. If you have undercooked pork, you can develop a parasite. But those are mainly the exceptions, not the rule. I have seen so many people who are wondering about gut parasites because they've been told by a friend or a doctor that they have gut parasites. And guess what? There's a very good chance that you don't. And there's very few.
Look at this, people. I think I can show this on the screen. It just says what city I live in. I'm not really worried about that. I don't care what. You could have all my information. I don't give a shit. I don't have nothing to hide. Look at this. So we see me getting throttled, right? So I click on the tab to see what's going on with my internet. Look at that. Perfect connection out here. Especially for YouTube. Look at that. Right where I am. Boom. Just want to point that out. And I have the top internet. I have a brand new $900 computer. And I have an Ethernet cable plugged into the router, by the way. I want to point that out too.
Ways that we can test for this. We can check a blood test to see if there's a certain count of a certain blood test that will allow us to see if you may have a parasite. We can check stool testing. That's basically it though. That's all we can do. The standard testing that we have for parasites are very limited. We only do that for people who are at risk of developing a parasite. So for example, if I have somebody see me in the clinic who is having gut issues, they are a camper and they drink some stream water, I will check them for a parasite. But beyond that, it's typically not the normal thing that we do. And so because of that, we do not see that often. And because of that as well, we don't treat it that often. Now, I've seen a lot of people get treated for parasites because of some random testing that they got on a lab or on the internet. And guess what? The vast majority of those tests are not right. They are wrong. They give the wrong results, and they don't.
How the fuck do you know, dude? What a piece of trash. And this guy's a doctor. So all these people that got tested for parasites and went through different methods for that, he knows that the tests were wrong. What the fuck is going on here, people? Oh my God, what the fuck? And these are the doctors we gotta deal with. These people are fucking robots for this parasitic system. Oh my God, this is a gigantic agenda, bigger than anyone can imagine. They don't give a shit if everyone wakes up to flat Earth right now. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if everyone wakes up to the Mandela effect. They don't care. They don't care if you know any of this fucking bullshit, people. There's one thing they don't want you to wake up to, or two things. Who and what you truly are, and these fucking parasites. Those are the fucking two things. And who's fucking talking about that? Nobody. Because they've turned into a parasite. And you think because you discuss the flat earth and all this dumb fucking shit that you're a truther and you're all cool and getting attention? You're a fucking parasite yourself. So wake the fuck up. Oh my God, dude.
They don't allow us to actually know what is going on. So in essence, you're wasting your money. So when it comes to parasites, unless you have a predisposing condition, or you've been to an environment that's a high likelihood for that, or you do some sort of
oh, like there's going to be a big awakening because we all know that the earth is flat, or the shape of the earth, while you're loaded with fucking parasites. This is a mind, body, and spirit agenda. This isn't just keeping your body clean, people. This is all the above. This is everything. Okay? How many of us have loved ones that are sick and dying or have died and nobody helped them out? Even after they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and went to the doctor and got all these fucking pills. And they're suffering or suffered. And you want to talk about the shape of the earth and dumb shit and being drama while we're dealing with this. Disgusting pigs. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get upset. I apologize. Let's skip YouTube for a minute. We see that clown, what he's talking about. Now, I was considering shutting on the stream, but I'm going to just get away from videos. We'll come back to the videos. And then we're going to shut down YouTube soon. So make sure you rake a Rumble account, because there is an 2-hour long video that I want to show. And they get deep into this, but it's censored for sure. We can't show it. So let me clear out these tabs here, and we're going to come back to these videos. True that. What's up, son? Yeah, I'll lower the quality, but that still doesn't help when I do that. I'm being throttled. People, I'm not into the game like, oh, they're hiding me, or I'm not connecting and they're this and that. You know what I mean? Even when we talk about pointless stuff, anyone that's dealing with internet issues, it's like, oh no, they're watching me and they don't want me on the stream talking about stupid shit. You know what I mean? They don't want me talking about flat earth. Right. But as soon as I pointed out all viruses are parasites and they admit it on a basic search, that's when all the internet performances started throttling me. Just want to point that out. The hidden epidemic in North America, parasites. Now we just saw that fake ass doctor, what he said. Let's read this article. Let's see how long this is. That's pretty long, but let's start reading it and then maybe we'll bounce back and forth. And we have much more videos. People prepare for this, and it's overwhelming when I'm learning about all this. I'm becoming an expert in this, people, and as I'm learning all of this, it's very overwhelming, especially when you deal with remedies and cleanses and different products to take, like wormwood, black walnut, garlic cloves, oregano oil, this cleanse, that cleanse, this test, that test. Make sure you do your probiotics first and deal with the heavy metals, and then do this, and this. Oh, do these drops, do this and that. And I just took a step back and just try to dig like what's best for me. You know what I mean? And you'll know that within you. That's how powerful you are. Become aware of it first. Don't get overwhelmed. And as you raise your awareness of this, you're gonna know what's best for you. Because what's best for someone else isn't gonna be best for you. Okay? Just bear that in mind. The information you're about to read in this article will shock and perhaps sicken you. This is not my opinion. This is data comes from the WHO and health organizations here in the US. Yeah, people. Okay, I'm going to keep my opinions out of it. I feel that this is the most important article I've ever written. This information given herein will give you a chance to recover from whatever your chronic illness is or just feel better. This information on parasites, the hidden epidemic. Think about that. Will give you a chance to recover from whatever chronic illness you're dealing with. Whatever you're dealing with, the awareness of the parasites is going to make you better. Think about that, people. So what does that mean? Just based on that. And don't take their word for it. Do the research yourself, please. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Or seek a medical professional. Seek the cartel members. All right? These microparasites are something scary, people. And don't get frightened, though. Okay? There's things that you can do, but these microparasites that travel your blood and go to different organs in your brain and stuff, these are almost prevalent in everybody. But there's things that you can do, okay? These things can lay dormant in your body. You might have had them since you were a child. You still don't even know. But the serious illness isn't going to happen until you're 80 or maybe next year, maybe tomorrow. Maybe it's already showing. It's a ticking time bomb that is different for everybody. Maybe you'll never have a problem with it because you raise your awareness of what's really going on, this agenda. So anyways, we want to get through this. Right now, there is about 85% chance that you, the reader, is infected with parasites. Oh my God, I'm going to get upset, people. Whether you are healthy or sick does not make a difference. In recent medical studies, it has been estimated that 85% of North American population has at least one or more parasite living in their bodies. Some authorities feel that the figure is as high as 95%. Experts claim that we have more parasitic infections than some third world countries, and that Africa has less of a problem than America does. Land of the free, my fucking ass, people. Land of the parasites. Because everything that they glorify, people, all these ways of living, the entertainment, what's going on in YouTube now, it's not about truth anymore. It's about parasitic nature all throughout us, and they glorify it. We became parasites, people. 95%. And so when I did a vote in the chat last time, 42% said no. It's 42%. And there's only 20 votes. It's only 20 votes, so you can't gauge anything off that. Well, sorry, you're loaded with them. Several years ago, I wrote 2 articles about parasites and worms. I estimated 40% of people have them. The medical profession has stated that only 5 to 10% has them. I was criticized on the radio shows and newspapers as being the alarmist and the headline seeker for this. Well, I'm now ready to admit I was wrong. The correct figure is 85 to 95%, and the WHO and the CDC and all these guys admit it on their websites, but all their little program foot soldiers say 10 to 20%. Make sense of that, people. On their actual figures, deep inside their papers, they say 80%. But when you go to their little minions down the street and pay your little copay, they're going to tell you, you don't have them, only 10% do. Did you travel to Asia recently? Okay, you don't have them. Here, take these fucking pills and these chemicals. The word parasite comes from the Greek meaning one who eats off the table of another. Parasites eat and live off of food we consume, even our health supplements, just like I said. Even you're taking some magnesium or iron pills or this or that because you have a deficiency within your blood, maybe from a blood test, stuff like that, right? And it's like, wow, it's still not helping, or maybe it is a little bit. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Well, because the parasites are taking those, and that's what they use to hibernate. When they need to scatter and hide and go dormant, they actually say they're preppers. They're preppers, people. So they prep with all of your vitamins and minerals you're eating to hibernate so they can survive for months on end with just laying dormant and sitting in one place. Bear that in mind, people. They leave us scraps. They eat our health supplements and leave us scraps. Think about that. These entities, as we're digesting food, are taking the exact minerals of iron and these specific things out of the food that we're digesting for it. Sounds a lot smarter than we think. They often make us feel that we are not getting the nutrition from the food or that something is missing. Signs, symptoms of parasites. Let's check this out. Inability to gain or lose weight. Chronic candida. Now, bear in mind, when we're talking about candida, that's this other thing. But it's one and the same to me in a way. Because every single time, like, real doctors talk about parasites, candida is right there next to it. But they're different in ways, and we're going to get into that video next. Where they talk about both. It's a very good video, and we're sticking to YouTube right now. So if YouTube has it on, then we could talk about it. Chronic sinus, ear infections, urinary tract infection, itchy ears, itchy nose, anal itching, especially at night, digestive problems, gas and bloating, diarrhea, muscle stools. Just as we're seeing these symptoms of parasites, and it almost always is according to real doctors, just imagine when you're going in for these, and all the people right now are going to see their doctor because they have these symptoms, and none of them are being diagnosed with these things. That's the real core of the problem. Hemorrhoids, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, people. And I discovered information that's online on a medical journal, a study, that it was like, IBS, that's a big thing. I know a lot of people that have that. I have a lot of these symptoms up here. So I'm no different than anybody else. I'm in this too, people. I'm in this just like anybody else. How many people we know that has IBS, and we might even have it? Anyways, the study revealed that almost about all of them The reason was, at the core, was a parasite. Grinding teeth, heart pain, numb pains, numb hands. Wow, that's interesting. My left hand's been numb. Whoa, I've never seen that one. Pain in the navel, pain in the back, thighs or shoulders, arthritic pain. Think of all the people. We all have loved ones right now that's suffering from arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis really bad, right? And how often are they checking them for parasites? Almost never, people. Just think about this. Burning in the stomach, bedwetting, drool while sleeping, menstrual complaints, cysts, eating more and still being hungry, all skin problems, forgetfulness, depression, chronic fatigue, chronic viral syndrome, prostate problems and sexual dysfunction in men, water retention, crawling, feeling under the skin, floaters, liver, gallbladder trouble. Are we awake yet? Or do we want to worry about the shape of the fucking earth? And the list goes on. We must now be realistic. If 85 to 94% of the population, healthy or sick, has parasites, any illness can be suspected as having as its cause parasites. In the book Animal Parasitic to Man, he states, Jeffrey LePage, there is no part of the human body, nor indeed any part of the bodies of the host of parasitic animals in general, which is not visited by some type of parasitic animal at some time or another during their life histories. Whoa, let me take a break from this for a second. I'm gonna get upset. What's up, Sing? Exactly. Okay, let's try this video out here. We're gonna come right back to this. I just gotta take a two-minute break so we can continue. Let's see if this video works here. We're gonna come right back to this article too. We're not done with this. And I'm linking all the stuff I'm showing below. Okay. Let's see if this video works. This is a really good video. It's called How to Tell If You Have Candida or Parasites from Dr. Daniel Pompa. This is a real doctor. And again, watch the vibes of these doctors and the other doctors. You can see the distinction. Okay. Like and share, guys. Let's try this out. Fair use. I don't make any money here. I'm not monetized. Hold on a second. Bear with me for a second, guys. I apologize. I'm way off my game right now. Oh, it's copyright. See, I didn't even think of the word copyright. I'm willing to bet, though, these doctors are not going to say anything. Well, it's not even popping up. Okay, there we go. Who cares? Fair use. I don't care. Whatever. Let's continue the video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cellular Healing TV. This is episode number 205, and Dr. Pompa and I have a very special show for you today. And to start off, before we dig in, before I even tell you what the topic is, I have a few questions for you, because if you are listening and any of these symptoms that I'm about to read ring a bell, then you definitely want to tune in, because we have some answers as to why you may be feeling this way. So to start off with, have you ever experienced
Okay, they're gonna keep throttling me. I'm not gonna shut the stream down. So if they're gonna throttle me, I'm gonna fucking spend the entire time reading this stuff. We're gonna go back to the article. Okay, there are two types of parasites. The large ones referred to as worms, and small ones that require a microscope to see. The large worms, while in an immature form, can travel through your bloodstream and infect any organ, gland, or part of the body. And we're going to be showing videos and stuff of people with brain cancer, brain tumors, liver infections, liver tumors in the brains and organs. And when they opened them up, it was actually parasites. But you got to remember, people, just think about this for a second, people. This is going to make a lot of people upset, but this is just the hardcore truth. Just think about this. When you're going to open up someone's brain for a brain tumor and remove it, do you know how much diagnostic tests you go through and get multiple doctors? I'm talking about high-level surgeons that does this for a living every day for decades. You know the type of training these guys go through? Especially for a diagnostic, because if you're going to open up someone's skull and go in their brain, you have to be so on point. You have to be sure that they're diagnosed properly, right? I'm going to get pissed off, people. And a lot of times it's a parasite when they open them up. But what did it look like, people? A tumor or cancer. So what is those things? People. How many fucking people have we known that's been diagnosed with cancers and has gone through radiation and horrible things without opening them up or anything? You know what I mean? Like, okay, Oh my God, I've been muted. Fuck. I apologize, guys. How long have I been muted? Let me go up here. That's the bad part of waiting. Well, I've been muted for over 10 minutes. So we've been muted for 20 minutes. Damn. Okay. We were just talking about very important stuff. Oh my God. How are we going to approach this? 25 minutes. Okay. Okay, I think this is what we're going to do, people. Since I started reading, okay. Whoa, that's not good. Okay, this is what we're going to do, people, because this is so important, and I've been spending so much time, and this is so groundbreaking that I cannot move forward right now on this stream. It started off bad. I was getting throttled. Then we started getting deep, and then I was muted for 30 minutes. So I think at this point, I'm going to shut it down and restart. And then it'll be better that way. I apologize for the people that are watching, but for the people that are going to tune into this, because who knows how popular these parasite videos sometimes, you know, get a lot of views and stuff. So who knows? I think it's best. And then I'll just come back live in 15 minutes and we'll begin with this article. And then the other stuff that we talked about in the beginning, oh man, I would hate to do this. And what I'll do is any important clip that I've recorded in the first 2 hours, I'm going to clip out and post on the channel. That's the only thing I can do, people. I'm sorry. My elbow clicked the. So you guys have my word. In the next 20 minutes, we're going to go live again. And we're going to begin with this article. And I'm going to get in the zone. I'm going to clean all this mess up. And we're going to hit it really hard. And we're not going to go back to the other stuff we showed, those videos. We're going to do them later. Because I definitely want to get into the Candida with what Jeep girl was talking about. I definitely want to get into that video after this. So everybody, I'm going to restart my computer, restart my router, all that, even though I already know what's going on. And we're going to begin with this article. So everyone have your notifications on. I'm going to reset it up. And I'm going to leave this stream up, though, if anybody wanted to go back or anything. But eventually I'm going to take it down. So I apologize, everybody. We'll be live again. We'll go straight up live with maybe a 2-minute intro max, and we'll start over. So look out for a stream in the next 20 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. Much love, everyone. Make sure your notifications are on. This is going to be important, people. So important, everyone. Please tune in. Much love.